This program is rated PG. It contains themes and scenes which may not be suitable for very young audiences. Parental guidance is advised.
We're working to connect a region of over 600 mil bridges between our lands.
Hello and welcome to ASEAN in Focus. I'm Judith Gamero delivering to you the latest news in and around the ASEAN region on today's headlines. Philippine journalist Maria Ressa was freed on bail on Thursday following an arrest that sparked international censure and allegations she is being targeted over her news site's criticism of President Rodrigo Duterte. Thailand's Election Commission on Wednesday asked the Constitutional Court to dissolve a party that proposed a princess as candidate for Prime Minister, a potentially serious blow to the political aspirations of the kingdom's powerful Shinawatra clan. And have a glimpse of Bai Tu Long National Park, an ASEAN heritage park in Vietnam, and protected area zone in the northeastern part of the country. Philippine journalist Maria Ressa was freed on bail on Thursday following an arrest that sparked international censure and allegations she is being targeted over her news site's criticism of President Rodrigo Duterte. Ressa stepped out of a Manila court where she posted bail after spending the night in detention at the National Bureau of Investigation, whose agents arrested her Wednesday on a cyber libel charge that carries a penalty of 12 years behind bars. Ressa's camp had attempted to post bail on Wednesday, February 13, but a Pasay court, according to her, refused to accept this because they could not provide the information sheet. Ressa's camp had questioned the timing of the issuance of the warrant of arrest against her, saying the fact that it came on Wednesday afternoon meant she would be forced to spend the night in jail. But presidential spokesperson Salvador Panelo denied this was the case, saying what frowned upon was the issuance of a warrant on Friday afternoon. This would have meant, he said, that a person would have been forced to spend the entire weekend in jail, as he or she would have been able to post bail only on Monday upon the resumption of office hours. Justice Secretary Menardo Guevara, for his part, said Ressa's lawyers should have anticipated her arrest and posted bail before the warrant was issued. Guevara pointed out the information against Ressa was filed in court as early as last week. Meanwhile, Ressa maintained her arrest for cyber libel was only part of the government's efforts to silence media critical of the administration, an allegation the palace has vehemently denied. She said they are not intimidated. According to Ressa, these legal acrobatics show how far the government will go to silence journalists, including the pettiness of forcing her to spend the night in jail. She was apparently referring to the fact that National Bureau of Investigation agents came to serve the warrant for her arrest on Wednesday afternoon. In a statement, Rappler said the warrant was served close to 5 p.m. when courts, where she would have been able to post bail for her temporary liberty, were about to close. Ressa also added that no amount of legal cases, black propaganda and lies can silence Filipino journalists who continue to hold the line.
Today is travesty.
The camp of the businessman who filed the cyber libel charges against Rappler's Maria Ressa said her arrest was merely part of judicial process and was not at all government oppression as claimed by others. In an interview, attorney Joseph Bangis, Wilfredo Kang's lawyer, said in the first place the charges were filed by a private person who was defamed by the article published by Rappler in 2012 and edited in 2014. Bangis said they are not involved with the administration or the government. It's completely a private thing. According to Bangis, their camp filed the cyber libel charges against Ressa, Rappler and former reporter Reynaldo Santos in 2017, 2 years after Kang discovered about the presence of the article that imputed crimes to him online. The article alleged Kang was a controversial businessman who was engaged in shady deals and was linked to illegal drugs, murder, and human trafficking, citing supposed intelligence reports. It also claimed it was Kang who lent then Chief Justice Renato Corona, who was facing an impeachment case at that time, a sport utility vehicle. According to the lawyer, before filing the charges, Kang asked Rappler to take down the article. Rappler, however, Bangis said, did not give any commitment, and when they were asking them, they did not give them any assurance, nor did they offer to take their side. The lawyer said there was a process and Ressa's arrest is just part of judicial process because it's the way of the courts to acquire jurisdiction over the person. In other news, Thailand's Election Commission on Wednesday asked the Constitutional Court to dissolve a party that proposed a princess as candidate for Prime Minister, a potentially serious blow to the political aspirations of the kingdom's powerful Shinawatrai clan. Junta ruled Thailand has sunk into political chaos since Friday, when Princess Ubelratna's name was submitted by Thai Raksa, a party allied with the divisive billionaire ex-premier Thaksin Shinawatrai. Her unprecedented bid to enter frontline politics unraveled within hours after King Maha Vajiralongkorn, the 67-year-old Ubelratna's younger brother, decried the entry of a royal into the political fray as highly inappropriate. Thailand's powerful and vastly wealthy monarchy is seen as above politics, although royals have intervened before during times of political crisis. The commission brought a premature end to the princess's political career by disqualifying her as a candidate for premier. On Wednesday, the commission filed a request with the Constitutional Court to disband Thai Raksa for breaching the political party's law by bringing a royal family member into politics. That action is considered hostile to the constitutional monarchy, it said. It was not immediately clear if the court could rule on Thai Raksa dissolution before the March 24 election. If dissolved, the party's executives, including Shinawatrai family members, could face a long political ban, while its candidates would be unable to run in the poll. The party said it will contest the move.
พรรคก็ต้องเดินหน้าต่อครับนะครับอย่าลืมว่าเราเป็นความหวังของทั้งผู้สมัครแล้วก็เป็นความหวังของประชาชนจะมากจะน้อยแค่ไหนพรรคก็ต้องเดินหน้าต่อครับนะครับอย่าลืมว่าเราเป็นความหวังของทั้งผู้สมัครแล้วก็เป็นความหวังของประชาชนจะมากจะ
ng taong bayan. Ako po si Boy Abunda. Naniniwala po akong mahalaga ang kultura at mga sining sa buhay ng isang bansa. Makiisa sa pagdiriwang ng National Arts Month tuwing Pebrero. Halina't makisining, ani ng sining, alam ng sining.
Landmarks, Linggo, alas 6 hanggang alas 7 ng gabi.
Hi guys, I'm Marie Francisco here at the Shoe Museum in Marikina in the Philippines, reminding you to watch Digital News every Tuesday and Thursday at 7:30 p.m. And I am 1 for 25.
Welcome back. A Thai princess has apologized after her short-lived candidacy for prime minister earned a royal rebuke from her brother, the king, and sent jitters across the politically febrile country just weeks before elections. In an Instagram post late Tuesday, the 67-year-old princess apologized for her role in the drama. She wrote, quote, "I'm sorry that my genuine intention to help work for the country and fellow Thai people has created a problem that shouldn't happen in this era." It was tagged with a hashtag, "How come it's the way it is." Ubalwatna is the firstborn of the former King Bhumibol Abdul Yadej, but she gave up her royal titles when she married an American in 1972. After her divorce, she moved back to Thailand, where she is regarded by the Thai public as a part of the royal family. Well, she said she was exercising her rights as a commoner to stand for premier. The palace statement said she is still a member of the House of Chakri, referring to the name of the dynasty. The monarchy in Thailand is considered sacred and revered by its people, and is under the protection of draconian lese majesty laws. The king's word is considered final. The scuttling of her candidacy and potential moves to dissolve the Thai Rakshachart party is a blow to Thaksin Shinawatai's political machine. In other news, Vietnamese Foreign Minister Pham Binh Minh meets a North Korean counterpart Ri Yong Ho and Vice Chairman of North Korea's Workers' Party Ri Soo-yong in Pyongyang. This is to discuss bilateral relations, according to state media, with Min's visit to North Korea taking place ahead of the second much-anticipated summit between U.S. President Donald Trump and North Korean leader Kim Jong-un, scheduled for the end of February in Hanoi, Vietnam. No further details were provided for the visit, but ministry spokeswoman Le Thi Tu Hang said last week Vietnam is willing to make positive contributions for a successful U.S.-North Korea summit. Meanwhile, 7 Myanmar students were sentenced to 3 months in jail with hard labor for burning portraits of officials in protest over campus safety. A student activist said Wednesday, the latest draconian response to rippling discontent with authorities. Those jailed were among dozens enacting a mock funeral on December 28, calling for more security at a Mandalay University in central Myanmar after a student's murder near its campus. They burned paper coffins and portraits of the city's chief minister, Myanmar security and home affairs ministers, and the head of the university, calling for increased security around the students' compound. 3 people were arrested during the protest, and 4 others were detained after a few days later, when they rallied for their peers' release. The 7 students were each sentenced to a total of 3 months in prison with hard labor for protesting without permission and arson. Student leader Amon Kin told media by phone from the court. Time served will be deducted from their sentences, meaning they face a further 1.5 months in jail. This is one of several recent examples of a heavy-handed response to protests by authorities. Meanwhile, the MPAC 2025 focuses on 5 strategic areas: sustainable infrastructure, digital innovation, seamless logistics, regulatory excellence, and people mobility. It seeks to add value by complementing and synergizing the ASEAN Community Blueprints 2025, ASEAN Sectoral Work Plans, and the Initiative for ASEAN Integration, or IAI Work Plan 3, as well as enhancing synergies with other sub-regional and inter-regional frameworks. Watch this.
The Master Plan on ASEAN Connectivity 2025 is a roadmap towards a shared journey by land, sea, and air. It provides a framework for ASEAN to work together to build the connections and infrastructure to allow us to grow. This includes ASEAN's logistics sector, which plays a vital role in ensuring the smooth passage of goods to deliver growth for the region. We live at the heart of one of the most important regions in the world for global trade. ASEAN has well-established and fast-moving logistics networks.
In the past, transit times between Davao, General Santos, and Bitung used to take 2 to 3 weeks. With the new Davao, General Santos, Bitung rural route, transit had been reduced significantly to 2 to 3 days. The goods from both countries are transported faster, cheaper, more economical. So we hope that with this new route, other ASEAN countries will also take the cue from the Philippines and Indonesia and replicate it in their own scenario.
Intra-ASEAN trade amounts to nearly a quarter of our annual total trade flows. Removing trade barriers and cross-border obstacles can therefore significantly decrease time and costs.
We can doing more easy trade within ASEAN. The process between in ASEAN will be more seamless and improvement, such as a common inspection area that we already start between Thai and Lao project. This seamless and more simplifying the process of the importation and exportation will make the logistics in ASEAN more strengthened, more simple and faster.
Trade costs and efficiencies vary within the region, and without a competitive logistics landscape, ASEAN will encounter challenges which limit our trading potential. The master plan aims to improve the speed and reliability of ASEAN's supply chains. It sets out to evaluate the existing transport time and cost of moving goods within ASEAN. It identifies and addresses bottlenecks and provides a framework for collaboration that will facilitate logistical movement throughout the region.
Hiện nay thì các cái loại tờ khai doanh nghiệp thực hiện về hải quan điện tử theo cái chương trình hệ thống VNAT Digit do chính phủ Nhật tài trợ. Theo đó thì nó sẽ tạo thuận lợi cho các cái tờ khai, các container an toàn và thông quan nhanh. Để làm như vậy thì nó cũng sẽ tiết kiệm được cái chi phí và những cái thông tin nó sẽ trung thực, khách quan và nó nhanh chóng hơn đối với lại các cộng đồng các doanh nghiệp. Và Hải quan Việt Nam thì cũng được chính phủ và Bộ Tài chính giao cái nhiệm vụ là kết nối hải quan một cửa quốc gia, hải quan ASEAN.
Initiatives such as the ASEAN Single Window will result in lower cross-border costs and improve trade flow. The ASEAN Single Shipping Market will open up the waters of the ASEAN region, while the ASEAN Single Aviation Market will open up the skies. The Master Plan on ASEAN Connectivity 2025, creating seamless logistics to deliver growth for ASEAN. The Master Plan
Bookmarks, Linggo, alas 6 hanggang alas 7 ng gabi.
Welcome back. Shopping mall operator SM Prime Holdings Incorporated on Monday said its consolidated net income grew 17% last year to 32.2 billion pesos from the previous year's 27.6 billion pesos. Revenues grew by 14% to 104.1 billion pesos from last year's 90.9 billion, while consolidated overall operating income improved by 19% to 48.3 billion pesos from 40.6 billion the previous year. For the fourth quarter alone, income grew 16% to 8.7 billion pesos from 7.5 billion in 2017, while revenues grew 13% to 29.5 billion pesos from 26.2 billion the prior year. ASEAN Prime President Jeffrey Lim said the successes and achievements they are reaping today are the hard work, strategy, and partnerships they built 5 years ago when they consolidated all the key property companies of SM Group under SM Prime, driven by their goal to deliver more innovative and sustainable lifestyle cities. SM Prime is aiming to sustain this growth trajectory in the coming years. Mall revenues rose by 11% to 59.3 billion pesos last year from 53.2 billion in 2017. Mall rental income grew by 11% to 50.5 billion pesos from 45.3 billion the previous year. The increase in revenue was due to the rising contribution of rentals from new and expanded malls launched mostly in the developing provincial areas of the Philippines from 2017 to 2018, such as SM Cagayan de Oro Downtown Premier, SM Maison, SM City Puerto Princesa, SM Center Tuguegarao Downtown, SM City Urdaneta Central, SM City Talabastagan, SM City Legazpi, and SM Center Ormoc. Same mall sales growth was 8% across all mature malls. SM Prime has 72 malls in the Philippines offering 8.3 million square meters of gross floor area and 7 malls in China with 1.3 million square meters of GFA as of end 2018. The company is set to launch 4 new malls in 2019. Namely SM Center Dagupan, SM City Olongapo Central, SM City Butuan, and SM Mindpro City Mall in Zamboanga. An ASEAN Heritage Park in Vietnam, Bai Tu Long National Park, is protected area zone in the northeastern part of the country. Take a look. And that is the latest news in the Southeast Asian nations. Stay updated about the ASEAN region. I'm Judith Yamera, and I'm 1 with 25.